Hi everybody, welcome back to Triple G Comics. It's Peter here, your Ginger Geordie geek. Today we're doing another show and tell, and this time we're focusing on one of my favourite artists, Alex Ross. Alex Ross is one of my favourite artists. I think he's absolutely phenomenal. His first work I think was a Terminator comic many years ago, but I think the thing that really kind of entered him into the mainstream was a series called Marvels. Absolutely amazing series, really interesting read, and it's the kind of stuff he's kind of continued to do over the years. But it's a brilliant book, brilliant storyline. Doing this video I realised that I haven't got a particularly nice copy of it, so it is something I'm going to be on the lookout, because I know they do it in some large scale formats. But my only copy of Marvels is from the Marvel Hatchet books that came out a while ago. I think the cover for this immediately draws you in. I mean, look at that beautiful rendition of Spider-Man. The book, if you've never seen any of Alex Ross's art, it's a painted style, and it's a very kind of lifelike style, and it's just beautiful. It for want of a better, for want of a better word, it makes you feel like you're not really reading a comic. You're looking at artwork. And the thing that always struck me with Alex Ross's work is how lifelike it is. And I know, having read some of the books that I'm going to show you in a minute, I know that he uses a lot of live models for his work. He also makes a lot of the costumes and things for people. So there's a fabulous picture there, depiction of Galactus, which looks so human, so lifelike. And I know there's a picture in one of his later books where he shows you the guy actually posing for that beautiful painting. The story of Marvels is incredible. It's well worth a read, and it's basically a story which is about how the Marvel universe started, how the superheroes first kind of came into being. So it starts off at the very beginning, with the original Human Torch coming into existence, and it talks you through those early kind of years of the Marvel universe basically coming into creation. First appearance of Captain America, for example, jumping through the streets and people's reactions to it. There's some real interesting stuff as well about the kind of the dawn of mutants, in a quite a heart-wrenching series, a scene about a child who's born with a mutation. Again, massive Marvel history scene. And again, if you haven't read this, I mean, so this is a spoiler, but everybody knows this surely. But the scene where Gwen Stacy dies, and that beautiful depiction of Spider-Man trying to catch her, and then the snap at the bottom there. Love it, absolutely love it. Really recommend you go and you have a look for this series. You have a read and see if you can find copies of it, because it's not only a stunning read, it's beautiful artwork. That's what got him, in my mind, started in comics, really kind of got people to take notice, and since then his career's never faltered. More recently he's doing some Marvel stuff, and we'll touch on that briefly in a bit. I'm just going to take you through basically some of the things in my collection. What I will say is I'm gutted that I don't have anything CGC'd by him, so I would love something signed. I would love an original. I don't know how you get those, but I would love an original. I did have many years ago in England, they did kind of a collectible plate series of Alex Ross paintings. So it was like a plate with his painting on it. I had a number of those, I think they were in the Warner Brothers stores. I haven't got those anymore. The only signed stuff I've got, and I haven't got it in a frame yet because of the size of it, but it's this absolutely amazing print of Avengers. You've got Captain America there, Thor, who was looking superb, and then it's signed by Mr. Ross on the bottom there, the Dynamic Forces poster from a few years back. I love this. I'm just waiting to get a frame that does it justice. Brilliant. Some of his more modern work, just to mention, because I think he's started to do some really beautiful paintings of current characters, and there's this Marvel Legacy one, which I think is a lovely book, and again, some of the artwork on that is fantastic. That Squirrel Girl on the top there, just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And of course, more recently, he's done an awful lot of work on the Immortal Hulk. I don't have any of the original issues for this, but I do have the trade paperback. I'm telling a lie, I have got the first appearance of Immortal Hulk. His rendition of the Hulk is just superb. It's very much a monster, and I think it's the striking covers he's done, I think, are one of the reasons that this series has taken off. That said, it's a fabulous read as well. If you like horror, if you like monstery type books, this is brilliant. I think this is one of the best versions of the Hulk they've done in a long time. Love it, love it. So other stuff he's done, which I absolutely adore, is a series of larger scale books where he teamed up with Paul Dini and did some of these spectacular books. I mean, these are a big size, but they're absolutely beautiful. So this one is my favourite. You'll know I've mentioned before that I'm predominantly a Marvel man, but I do like some of the key characters, and I particularly like Superman. And I just think Alex Ross draws him superbly. I like the realism. I like well, I just like everything about it. In all of these books, he retells the origin in a one colour kind of frame, with the last panel always being the character in costume. The artwork in this book is just tremendous. The storylines are beautiful. I just love it, absolutely love it. So that's Peace on Earth. He then did War on Crime, which is a Batman version. Again, stunning artwork. Again, brilliant way of retelling the origin of Batman, I guess you would say, in format. I think, I'm not sure if it's in this book, but I think Alex Ross was the first person to kind of paint that picture of Batman with his back all kind of cut and scratched and cut to hell, showing how hard it is to be Batman, you know. I think he was the first person to do that. Drop a comment in the comments below if I'm wrong on that. Like I said, I can't remember if it's in this particular book, but I'm fairly sure it's him. Again, beautiful story. I'm not going to spoil the stories for you. You can get all of these stories collected in an Absolute Edition. He followed that on with Spirit of Truth, which is a Wonder Woman book. Again, I feel like a broken record, but again, his rendition of Wonder Woman is absolutely stunning. She's beautiful. She's strong. She just looks fabulous. She reminds me a bit of Linda Carter, so I don't know if he based the character on Linda Carter or not, but just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And then the last one of those that I've got, I'm not sure if he did more. I'd be interested to know if he did more than the original 4, but is Shazam! Power of Hope. And this is a really sad story. This is again, I'm not going to spoil it, but there's some sad scenes in this. All of these books, all 4 of those books, the artist and writer combination is just absolutely tremendous. And all of those stories are not your traditional kind of superhero fighty stories. They're all kind of very moving for a number of reasons. Really recommend getting them. If you can't get them in the original format, get them in the Absolute format. I keep looking over there because I've got the Absolute format. Yeah. Next bit of work, which I think was really important to me as a comic book collector. Again, an incredible combination of writer and artist, was a DC book, which is Kingdome Come. I cannot say how much I love this story. It is absolutely brilliant. And again, the artwork is just phenomenal. This story is very much a DC version. Well, it's not a DC version of Marvel's, because it's very different. Marvel's is the start of the Marvel universe. To me, this is the end of the DC universe. It's set in the future where Superman has basically chucked it in. He's walked away from being Superman because of a tragedy that happens, and you'll find out as the story goes on. And it's about how the next generation of superheroes basically balls it up, and it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. The writing is phenomenal. Love this Absolute Edition. I'll do a video at some point on Absolute Editions, but you must get some Absolute Editions. The Alex Ross artwork, I think, just sings in Absolute Editions. I mean, look at Shazam there, Captain Marvel, absolutely superb. And in essence, it's about Superman coming out of retirement to try and put things right, I guess. there are points in this book, I'm just looking at this panel here, where the way he draws Superman, it's quite dark, but he just looks like he could just literally kick out of anybody. He's incredible. I mean, look at his eyes on that. He's arise and ready to kick off. I mean, he's just fabulous, absolutely fabulous. So love it, love this story. Really recommend you get yourselves a copy of Kingdome Come. I've got the originals, the original comic book issues. They are stunning covers, absolutely beautiful. The issue 4 cover with Superman coming out of the kind of the explosion, the flames, one of the best images of Superman I think you'll ever find. Love it. Really recommend getting that book. The next 2 books, again, are just phenomenal. Not stories, but it's books that Alex Ross has done. So the first one he produced a number of years ago called Mythology, and basically it's a collection. There's a little bit of history, a little bit of background about Alex Ross himself. Talks you through his process a little bit about how he does things, how he sneaks characters and things into the back scenes, I guess it is. Talks you through all of his DC work basically, and I mean, some of the artwork in here is phenomenal, but it's a really interesting read, really interesting read, and getting his take on characters and getting his take on superheroes. Like, there's an interesting bit, and I don't know if it's still the case, but remember a while ago when Superman returned and he had the long hair, I think there was a bit of argy-bargy where he refused to draw Superman with the long hair, because Alex Ross's views quite often are that the original versions of the characters are so iconic and so perfect, you shouldn't mess with them. You just leave them as they are. So yeah, I think he's a very talented guy. The lovely thing about this book as well is there's a bit of a story that he's done just for the book in the back, which I don't think's been repeated anywhere else, which is basically a Batman versus Superman kind of thing going on. It doesn't end with them both shouting Martha at each other. I just tell you that now. But it's a brilliant little story which I really enjoyed. So he did this book a good while ago, and then just a couple of years back he repeated it with Marvelocity, which is the Marvel version. There's a lot of paintings in here which I don't think he's produced elsewhere. I think he might have just done them for the book. But the front cover, I can't really do it justice here. The front cover is like this huge gatefold thing, massive poster that just keeps folding on and on and on and on. Never ends. But some of the imagery in it is just absolutely amazing. I mean, and that has got to be one of the best Green Goblin covers I've ever seen. Don't know what issue of Amazing Spider-Man that was on, but it was absolutely tremendous. So, massive Alex Ross fan. I think he's a tremendous artist. Really enjoyed. So that's all for today. Thanks very much. Hit the like button and subscribe button if you've enjoyed the video. And I hope to catch you the next time. Thanks now. Bye.